Capacity building demands strategic planning. I'm sure you've heard that before, or perhaps you didn't hear it that way. Welcome to another edition of Common Sense with Freddie. My name is Coach Wilfred Asukwo, and if you're just joining us for the very first time, I will beg of you or encourage you to please use the red subscribe button to join our community. Yes, capacity building demands strategic planning. Growing up in Africa or growing up in Nigeria, there are several narratives, several practices that I have witnessed. Now, a lot of my conversation, a lot of this common sense that I share with you, they are born out of personal experiences that I have seen. So when I reference them, it's not because I am trying to make a mockery or I am trying to make anybody feel uncomfortable about anything. But you see, for us to be able to move forward or for us to be able to establish where we are heading to, we need to be able to be practical on the things or how we view things in every, ramification practically. So we all know as Christians, as very strong religious practicing nation or community or continent, you cannot alienate or separate religion from Africa. Yes, you understand what I mean. You cannot separate religion or you cannot alienate a typical Nigerian from his religious beliefs. But the thing is, what we fail to understand is that this was a strategic move to take over your capacity building enablement. Again, this is a well-calculated, a well-strategic moves to take over our capacity enablement. Because when we have been taught or when we have been made to understand that you can only succeed by becoming or using or depending on miracles, 24 hours miracles, we can only become rich or we can only evade suffering by using miracle soaps as declared by several religious leaders. Why will you spend time in capacity building? By the way, the only way you can make or escape suffering is by increasing your capacity to be able to, exchange goods or services with what? Benjamins, which is money. But that is not the case. That hasn't been the practice lately. A lot of us have been made to believe that you can only make money by praying. No. So you find out that because this has been the narrative, you find out that a typical career-driven or a typical business-oriented individual was supposed to strategically plan their week, plan their day, plan their months, plan their year. Because if capacity building is your focus, if growth, career growth, business growth is your focus, you won't wake up on the Monday morning and head to religious centers. That will not be part of your, agenda. That will not be part of your schedule. If strategic growth, if career growth, if business growth is going to be your focus, you won't shut down your business. You won't take time off work for 2 weeks, for 3 weeks, for 3 days in a week, for 4 days in a week, just for religious activities. You heard me right. If business growth, if financial growth, if career growth is going to be your focus, you will not take time. You will not shut your office. You will not shut down your business. You will not wake up on the Monday morning and report in a religious center seeking or looking for our Creator. Far from it. That has been the narrative. That is what I grew up to see. That's what I grew up to see my parents, my mother taking us into. That's the best they knew. That doesn't mean they were wrong. You can only offer what you know. But this is 2024. We now know better. Because if you look at such practices over the years, it has only made us irresponsible, broke individuals. You're responsible, yes, but how do you survive? You don't use responsible to pay bills. You are responsible, but at the same time, if you've not increased your capacity, there is no way. Again, I repeat, there is no way you can break even. If you don't increase your capacity, there is absolutely no way that you can make a living to cater for your daily needs. And that's why I said capacity building demands a strategic planning. So if you're listening to me today, I am not trying to call you out, or I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. I'm not trying to ask you not to practice your religious practice, but do understand, spending those productive time of yours in religious practices on a Monday morning, Tuesday morning, all day, is not going to allow you to pay bills. It's not going to enable you to take care of your personal needs. In one of my videos, I did talk about capacity building demands self-care. So in self-care, you need to spend time, quality time. For example, if you are transitioning into the tech space, which hasn't been, the tech space is still a virgin land in Nigeria, in Africa as a whole, it takes a lot for you to learn one application. It takes a lot of time, a lot of resources for you to learn one skill set. It demands a lot from you to understand exactly what to do with that skill set you're learning. It takes a lot. It demands a lot of focus. It demands a lot of attention. It demands a lot of attention to details. It demands a lot of practicing to master a particular application or a particular skill set in the tech space. So, what is pulling you back from transitioning or from moving away from those old narratives to the reality of 2024, which is evolving with the digital trends, evolving with the digital solutions and opportunities that enables you to empower yourself and increase your capacity for effective living? The opportunities are enormous. As a tech professional, I can tell you that I have leveraged so many tech solution. I have leveraged so many opportunities in the tech space to better increase my capacity building. How about also supporting and pulling other individuals that are interested? Of course, that's the essence of this channel, to talk you into understanding that capacity building is all you need to grow, and you need to be strategic. Listen, I can confidently tell you that if you keep going to your religious centers day in, day out, it's still not going to pay your bills. And you still live the same old dependency kind of life. Yes. You want to be depending on others, and you'll be wondering, what can I do differently? Simple. Choose to increase your own capacity so that you can also leverage that capacity to be able to attract value. You also give value, and then there will be an exchange, which you'll be able to have some money in your pocket. And guess what? No one says you should get stuck with a particular field. No one says you cannot diversify. No one is saying you cannot explore other opportunities. But the truth is, you have to make a deliberate and a conscious effort. And those deliberate and conscious effort, they are strategic it has to be strategic, because there are certain narrative, there are certain practices that we need to let go. I don't know who I'm talking to. I don't know who is listening to me from any part of the world. If you are replacing drinking, if you are replacing fun having all day with capacity building, I can tell you, listen, at some point, you're definitely going to have some problems to deal with. Except you have this family wealth or generational wealth that you are leveraging off. Like some of us, listen, we have to work for what we earn. And I'm encouraging you to please consider this. Make capacity building a must striving opportunity. Make capacity building a must. Listen, you just have to make it strategic. That's the only way out. Thank you so much, very much. And I can't thank you guys enough. Like I always say, see you all at the top, because the bottom is crowded.